Hello, Appleby. For those who don't know me, my name is Katie Carson. I use they, them pronouns. I am bisexual, and I have the absolute honor of introducing the GSA Chapel video for this year. Our theme is Pride, and throughout this video, you will see Pride being demonstrated through all facets, starting up with an amazing prelude by our very own Kira. The GSA hopes that regardless of your own sexuality, gender identity, race, or any other facet of your identity, that you show pride for who you truly are and you show your true self. So with that being said, please enjoy.
Hey Appleby. So this is going to be a little bit of a different chapel prelude, but a good one nonetheless. And the song that we're going to be covering today is called Girls by Girl in Red. And it addresses a subject that I've been quite nervous to talk about. And I finally feel comfortable saying it, that I am pansexual. And music has been a very big part of my life for a very long time, and I wanted to come out my way by my own hand, and this only seemed perfect to do it through music. So I really hope you enjoy it, and a big, big, big thank you to everyone who helped make this, Almir Nazarbai, Anastasia Peternell, and Pascal McCaffrey. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys like it too. Thank you. Just a waste of time. He's really not my type. I know what I like. No, this is not a phase for coming of age. This will never change. They're so pretty, it hurts. I'm not talking about boys, I'm talking about girls. They're so pretty with their button-up shirts. Choose who I love, who I love, who I love, who I love. They're so pretty, it hurts. I'm not talking about boys, I'm talking about girls. They're so pretty with their button-up shirts.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Mitchell and I'm your manager of campus safety and security here at Appleby. What does pride mean to me? Well, I think a brief personal history is important to bring this all into context. I've known I was gay since I was able to understand what that word meant and what it meant to have an attraction to someone of the same sex. At the age of 15, and don't do this, I met someone who said they were close to my age. That meeting resulted in several police officers knocking on my door the next morning at 8 a.m., fully armed, looking for the person that I had just met. The man wasn't who he claimed to be, and that's my coming out story. I was outed by 4 police officers who told them everything. There were no secrets. It was devastating. It affected my mental health, my love of life, and it drove a spike in between my parents, my family, and myself. Following that, I was outed in high school by a close friend. After that, I was beat up, bullied, chased home, made fun of, and quickly became an outsider. Leaving grade 12 couldn't have come soon enough, but know that I'm dedicated to ensuring that all of you will never have to have that experience, and please know that I'm always here for you. From that day forward, I devoted my life to becoming a police officer so that I could fix the very institution that ruined 10 years of my life. In saying that, when I was 19, I was jumped and beat up pretty badly outside of a gay bar simply because the person walking by didn't like the way I looked. And at that time, I was afraid to go to the police because of that experience. It was never reported, and it still happens today. When I was hired by the Hamilton Police Service, I was the first openly gay officer in the history of that service. No man had ever come out before. It was daunting, it was scary, and I feared a repeat of my high school experience, but it never happened. I was met with true support from the inside, support which I fear our greater community does not see from the very people who are supposed to serve and protect us. But I assure you, it's there. Pride gained a new meaning. I made it my life goal to walk in uniform, holding my husband's hand in front of the world in Toronto Pride. I had to let folks like you know that not every officer that you see is like the cops you see in the media. We care. I care. I wanted people to know that it's okay to be whoever you are, because the institution of policing will never change unless you change it. I accomplished my goal twice. We walked hand in hand. We made the newspaper in 3 different cities, 2 years in a row. Pride to me is about showing the world your authentic self, showing the world that we will never back down until there's equality for all. I was the face of the institution, and today I'm the face of change. You can be the face of change too. Let your 2S LGBTQ+ classmates, friends, and family members know that you love them, that you support them, and that you will always be by their side. Those words can change a life. They can save a life. I had allies that got me through the roughest of times, most of which happened when I was on your side of the screen with the rest of my life ahead of me. I still thank those people every day. Show your pride this June, and never, ever stop being yourself. Thanks for listening, and happy Pride, Appleby.
To me, pride is all about identity and kind of looking at yourself from a place of acceptance and not a place of hate. For me, that can be through my queerness, so looking at myself through the lens of being prideful and being happy to have a community around me versus like the opposite.
Pride means being your true self, your authentic self, showing your true colors and not being afraid to express who you really are.
Pride to me means being your authentic self and being who you are on the inside. That's it.
I am a proud supporter of the LGBTQ+ community. For me, pride simply means equality, equal opportunity, equal rights.
I think it's unacceptable that publicly funded institutions choose not to support LGBTQ+ communities. Every human being deserves to feel supported and deserves to be treated with kindness, no matter their gender, sexual preference, or identity.
So, publicly funded institutions, like they're publicly funded, that is not private. That does not mean that businesses have their own or institutions like can say, okay, we do not support this. Because a private institution, whatever. But public, that is representing what our country thinks. Canada, we can't say that we're a diverse country when our publicly funded institutions are against the LGBTQ community, when they're being homophobic. That's an issue.
I believe that publicly funded institutions have both a legal and a moral obligation to support the LGBTQ+ community.
I think it's a bad thing, particularly because institutions are put in place to help people like us and minorities feel like they belong in society.
I I think people use their religion as an excuse for bigotry, but I think that we also can't separate that bigotry from religion, and we need to see the deep roots of bigotry in religion and work to unlearn them and work through them within our religion so that people don't use their religion to hate on other people.
I think anyone who uses religion as an excuse to discriminate against the LGBTQ community is vastly misunderstanding the key points of religion. And I'll use Christianity specifically because that's what I know mostly, but the Bible says to love your neighbor. The Bible has so many verses about love, and to just completely ignore those for 6 verses that honestly are arguably with the context not even about gay people, to use those verses to hate and ignore thousands of verses to love is ridiculous.
What would I say to somebody that uses religion to discriminate? I would probably ask them to listen to the song Imagine by John Lennon and read the lyrics. Because for me, this song represents a world of complete acceptance, openness, and love. And I would ask them to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. And maybe by listening to this song and reading those lyrics, it might open their minds to things they've never considered before.
To me, it's kind of confusing because coming from someone who grew up with religion but also grew up being queer, I was always taught that religious spaces were a place of acceptance and love. And I think actively choosing to distort religion in a way that hurts other people is very harmful. Though I'm not religious anymore, I think viewing religious communities as accepting, like the queer community, is really important and really draws people together instead of breaking them apart.
I think what gets lost is at its core, the Christian faith is about love, it's about compassion, it's about kindness. If I were to quote scripture, I would go to the verse from Micah, that our job is to love justice, seek kindness, and walk humbly with our God. Or to put it in the words of Mother Teresa, she once said, if you judge someone, you have no room to love them. I think it's the same for discrimination. If you discriminate against someone, there's no room to love them. And then we fail at our primary job to love, to show kindness, to show compassion, and seek justice.
I feel like Appleby can help the LGBTQ plus youth within our community by increasing privacy within public hygienic spaces. This could be floor-to-ceiling doors, particularly floor-to-ceiling doors for the stalls, and making the glass in the boarding house to showers more open.
I think firstly, a big thing is sex education. In my experience, it's kind of like an uncomfortable topic that some teachers really like to avoid. And let's be honest, is any part of sex education not comfortable to talk about to teenagers? No, it's not. And that's not an excuse to just completely ignore the gay side of things. So that's a big thing.
The Appleby community could get everybody involved in supporting the LGBTQ community by just making sure that everybody knows and is aware of all of the issues that are that are in the LGBTQ community, and getting everybody involved, not just the people who want to participate or people who know about these issues, but even the people who aren't as educated about these issues, and just making sure to involve the whole community, not just the people who want to participate.
I am committed to change.
I am accepting.
I am Catholic, and also incredibly proud to be an ally for my sister, her wife, and their 2 beautiful children.
I am meaningful.
I am grateful.
I am confident and I am proud.
I am pansexual and I'm proud.
I am myself and I am proud.
I'm queer and I'm proud.
I am proud.
To end off our chapel for this year, I am going to be reading to you a poem in which I wrote, and I hope that you do enjoy it. One day we look at ourselves, will we ever be loved?
One time we spoke without ever being heard. Will we ever be loved? One night we sat alone, crying ourselves to sleep. Will we ever be loved? One day we were wincing in pain. Will we ever be loved? One thought had come to end it all. Will we ever be loved? Now I look within myself. I know I am loved. Now I speak the thoughts I think. I know I am loved. Now I laugh with those I care for. I know I am loved. Now I am proud of who I am. I know I am loved.